Hello, my lovely friends, it's Margaret, and it is time for another Fresh Reads Friday. For those of you that are new to the channel, Fresh Reads Friday is the occasional Friday review series where I do a non-spoiler review of a book that I have recently discovered and I think that you should read as well. Today, we are going to be talking about Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I read this for the Avengers Initiative Reading Challenge. This is our group book for the month of January, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is about Bree, a high schooler who enrolls at an early college program at UNC Chapel Hill. She wants a fresh start after having lost her mom. She wants a place where the grief is not going to overwhelm her, and she is there doing the normal beginning of the year freshman type things when she gets involved in this weird magical creature attack. She thinks she's kind of crazy. Other people are acting like it didn't even happen. There's this boy that's being annoying, and then she discovers the world of the Legendborn, including this weird boy who happens to be a Merlin. And through that, she discovers that the Merlins might have been involved in her mother's death, and she ends up enlisting some help from the son of one of these Legendborn that has been tasked to kind of watch over her, make sure she doesn't get in any trouble. She ends up enlisting his help to kind of infiltrate the Legendborn to see what she can find out if they know more about her mother's death, if they were involved, in fact, in her mother's death, and it goes from there. I am always here for a good mythology involved, retelling, things like that, mixing up mythology, and I think that this book really does that really well. I highly enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. One of my favorite books of the year, maybe, possibly, I don't know. I may read other books, but like this is definitely going on the contenders for best books of 2020 list. 2021 is 2021. So let's get into some of the details about why I liked it, starting with the characters. Bree. There is so much going on in this plot. There is so much she is discovering. There is so much she is having to deal with. And I loved every single part of that journey that Bree takes us on. Bree is not perfect. She is selfish sometimes. She is scared sometimes. She has flaws. And I love a good, flawed, well fleshed out character. I love characters that are not perfect. I love characters that are having to go by the skin of their teeth trying to get through these things, because this is very much a world that she is not prepared for. People spend their entire lives being prepared for this world, and she is not. From what I understand, they do a really good job of depicting grief and trauma. I really felt the way Bree's grief was affecting her, the way it was making things more difficult, the way it was affecting her daily life, her relationships, and the way it was affecting her decision-making skills. It just really impacted her in ways that seemed really realistic. I loved the beautiful wide variety of some of the main characters that we get to see. Didn't necessarily love the beautiful wide variety of some of the other characters. Well, actually, it really wasn't. It was all like just one type of person was the ones that I didn't love that were, no thank you. I felt like there was a lot of nuance in the characters and how they interacted with this secret society that Bree has been a part of. I liked the things that they're able to kind of call out in being a part of this, and the things that some of them are challenging, especially like, for example, Bree. She is in a secret society that is mostly white people, the only black girl in this secret society, and she's challenging a lot of things, not just because she's black, but also because she is not from a Legendborn family. So like multiple layers, lots of nuance in how these characters are here included in the story. And I liked how she was using the expected to set up things that were going to happen later in the book. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to spoil it. I just liked the things she sets up in the beginning. Once this picks up, you are going to be on the seat of your pants, ready to go, wanting to finish it, and then you're going to get to a spot. I got to a spot at least where I was like, okay, but now I don't want to finish it. There's no book. Book 2's not out. I've never had this happen before where I've actually stopped reading a book because I didn't want it to end, and I didn't want to get to the end because I didn't have anything. I've never done that before. This is a new experience for me. I was like, okay, but I could finish this book because I've only got like 2 hours left. But if I finish it, there is no more book. I was very invested. I was very concerned. There were things happening in this book. I also loved how many different threads there are in Bree's plot, and I thought they were balanced so well. I can't get into all of them because spoilers, but Bree's plot is not just one thing. Obviously, we're setting up for a series. There are a lot of debut authors that would not have been able to find the exquisite balance that Tracy Deonn found in all of the different plot threads that are going on with Bree, in the world around Bree, all of the things that are happening. There was not a single thing I felt in my mind that got more attention than it needed, and there wasn't anything that got less attention than it needed. Like, if it wasn't getting a whole lot of attention, if it was just it was very obviously there as setup and getting ready for book 2. And then let's talk about the world building. I feel like this one didn't necessarily ground me in place as well as some other contemporary fantasies I have read have. However, I didn't really find that lacking. I didn't really miss it. I was like, oh, okay, it's the college experience. I carbon copied my own college experience on there and then was completely invested in the fantasy part of this. Like, the real world part didn't necessarily, unless it was important to the plot, the real world part wasn't really stunning, didn't really wow me. Where it did, though, it did. I loved this magic system so much. And the thing I loved about it is that this magic system is not separate and apart from the real world. It's not separate and apart from the things that influence the people who use it. There was so much of the mythology, the history, and the real world pulled into this magic system, into how people interpret the magic, into how people used the magic. There were different opinions and different thoughts, and I thought that just felt so realistic. I also love the fact that the issues we have in the real world are also carried on into this secret society. It wasn't like, oh no, these things don't exist in this secret society. So you could see the threads of prejudice and people with power in this book. And the way that informed the magic system just just added that little extra something that I feel a lot of magic systems are missing, because so often you will have magic systems that they are apart. They are like, the issues of the real world don't affect the people, but you are affected by the real world. So I really appreciated how well she was able to marry all of that into the magic system and have it influence the way the magic system was used and thought of and considered, all of that. I did think the college setting was an interesting choice. I think we could have very much had this happen in a high school. I think the main thing about college was that she wanted to get Bree away from where she was, from her house and all of that, and away from her dad and all that kind of thing. And that's a part of the plot, but it just was one of those things I was like, but did it really need to be college? At the same time, I also did early college in high school, so like, I know that's a thing. I know that happens. I didn't know that they had some where you could like live in, but I do know that like early college is a thing. So that is my review of Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. Like I said, I highly recommend it. I gave it 5 stars, really enjoyed it. If you are feeling chatty, let me know in the comments. Have you read this book? Are you interested in reading this book? If you are not feeling chatty, go ahead and just leave me a little blue diamond emoji. Just let me know you watched to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I will have other videos over here. If you liked this video, you may like some of these. Check them out. See what else I do on my channel. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!